What's up, everybody? Tim back. So tonight I'm going to do another contest entry, and this one's for a channel that is, I believe, still fairly new or newer to the VC. It's Mark, and his channel is MWO486. So Mark, he's been making videos for a little while, but he's just hit 100 subscribers, and I wanted to kind of celebrate his channel, not just because of a great milestone that I just achieved not too long ago myself, but he's also he's a recording artist. He's recorded with his own band, One Alternative, and if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was I thought it was Paul at Barack P Dub that initially shared his album like through needle drops and stuff. I want to say it was Paul. If I'm incorrect, please someone correct me below. But I remember hearing it and was very interested. So now that he's doing this contest, I thought it'd be a good time to kind of promote him once again, get his name out there. Bill, the Vinyl Verse, just picked up his album as well and has given a lot of great praise. And I'm interested in picking up a copy. So Mark, if there's still some left, and if for some unknown reason, chances are I probably won't, but if I don't win this, let me know if there's a way I can pick up that album, because I'm very interested to get my hands on it. So anyway, what Mark has asked is to give 5 breaks. So break would be that section of the song, whether it's just the drums or drum and bass, or maybe it's a guitar riff, something that just isolates that song. And it's that sometimes in the middle, it could be at the end, but you make sometimes it could be at the beginning. So it's something in that song that just gives it that extra, it's that oomph, that's pizzazz. This is right up my alley. In case I've said it before, and I'll say it again, I listen to all different types of music. Pardon the glare, because I got my laptop up for a reason. I'm a huge hip-hop fan. All genres, not all genres, but a lot of genres of hip-hop, and I love the idea of the original samples, so I do collect a lot of that. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, I gotta get in. So for the first on my channel, I've got some sound bites. I'm gonna do them from my laptop because everybody's sleeping. I'm in another room, but I've got them queued up. So there's 2 I can't do. I can't risk the strike, so we'll go ahead and get into those. But I've got 10 total. First one is the Beatles. I think everybody's familiar with this album, Abbey Road. The song in question is The End. Obviously, they were going to go out on a big crescendo note, and with that one, Ringo Starr finally lets loose. He finally gets his drum solo. He's been waiting a long time, and he does not disappoint. And what's great is that once he hits that drum solo, he gets right back into that pocket, and man, it really lays a great bed for Harrison and Lennon to trade solos, and it's just phenomenal. We all know the song. I don't need to describe it too much. We don't need to play it. We know it. So we all have it in our collection, chances are. So go listen to it. The next one, and this is my favorite outro of all time, on my favorite album of all time, by my favorite musician of all time. This is Jimi Hendrix Experience, obviously. This is Axis Bold as Love, and the song that I speak of is Bold as Love. In and of itself, it's a great song. However, that ending gets me every time. He literally does not let that song end, and he just rides that bed that Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding give him, and he gives an amazing guitar solo. Jimmy is one of those ones that gets a lot of YouTube strikes, so I'm not going to play it. Go check it out. If you can find it, go check it out. If you have it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, on to some stuff that I do have queued up. We're showing all kinds of formats tonight, kids. So this one is Daz. And it's the song, excuse me, it's the song Brick. Now, very famous opening break. You'll probably recognize it if you don't already know it, so let's go ahead and give that one a quick listen. That one. That one to me is just a great dancer. It's right in the pocket. It hits you right out of the gate, and to me it's a great song. And it's that opening 8 bars that really sets the tone for the song. Another one that's got a great intro, and this is really, it's another standard. We all know it, but I think it's worthy of playing. Booker T and the MGs, and this is Hip Hugger. If you're not familiar with the song, you should probably know it from the intro. Great instrumental track. Booker T and the MGs was a great house band for Stax. They played on a lot of different records for a lot of different bands, and once they finally started recording for themselves, obviously they hit a home run. Everybody knows that song. You've heard it time and time again. So to me, that's just one of those ones. It's ultra funky, and it just doesn't stop. So last of the 45s, this is another one from the Stax label. This is actually written by Isaac Hayes and David Porter. This is Sam and Dave, and this is the original version, to my knowledge, as far as I can tell, the original version of Wrap It Up. So just the way this one opens, I mean, it's not too much different from the Fabulous Thunderbirds cover, but their horns really set the tone. So check this one out. Just a fantastic opening riff. So absolutely love that one. So let's move on to some LPs. We're going to hit a little jazz right now. Everybody's familiar with this gentleman, Mr. Cannonball Adderley, the late great. This is one of his last releases before, unfortunately, he passed, and passed way too young. But there was definitely a couple songs he'd like to go back to time and time again, and this one he kind of puts it into two. It's Walking Tall and Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. This one, just the way it's presented, it's got a little bit more of a slickness, and like I said, it's from the 70s. So the opening of it's Walk Tall, excuse me. I'm not why I said Walking Tall, because I got the movie on my brain. So this is Walk Tall. And they just lay that bed and they ride that riff, that opening riff for most of the song. It's a great bed. It's a great way to kind of lay down the foundation to that song, and it just doesn't stop. One of the first ones that popped into my head of just a great break. It's a great soul song. It's a great soul singer, Miss Aretha Franklin. Now this is it says Candlelight Music Series. We probably remember these being advertised on the 70s. I found this really cheap. It's a 2-record set of like the best of Aretha Franklin, and the song that I am referencing is Rock Steady. Just a fantastic track, but in and of itself it's a great song. But there is this break in the middle where it just comes down, the horns lead you in, and you just get this. It's either, I believe it's 8 bars, maybe it's 16, of just a killer drum fill. It's reminiscent of like James Brown's Funky Drummer. I gave you a couple seconds of the horns to kind of get you set up, but this is Rock Steady from Aretha Franklin. Just a killer fill. I mean, that song is funky enough. It really is. You throw that in the mix, amazing. So the next one, and I know Mark, you had mentioned Sly and the Family Stone, and this was one that came quickly to mind to me as well. This is the album Stand, and I mean Sly just is full of funk. I mean it's all over everything he touched. To me, Sing a Simple Song was probably one of the killer tracks on this one, and it closes out side one. A lot of different great moments in that one, but there's so much going on in that song, and then at the breakdown where you just get this nice mellow horn and a drum fill. To me, it's and the guitar pierces right through. You'll hear it. To me, that's just the highlight of the song. Gets no funkier. It really doesn't. But it could. Chicago 6. Now, we're talking funky, right? We're pulling out stuff from the Stax label. We've got Sly and the Family Stone. Chicago, this late in the game? Yes. So the track Feeling Stronger Every Day, just to me, is a monster. We all know it, but there's that breakdown. It just literally the song is about to take off into the ending, and it has a great crescendo, but it's the break that gets you there. From that beginning song, it's almost like the tale of two songs, and they use that break to kind of marry the two. So this is the break from Feeling Stronger Every Day from Chicago. And the tempo just soars off from there. That break was the perfect marriage of the first half and the second half of the song. And by the time they get towards the end, they are cooking on all cylinders. The horn section really sells it on this one. That intro, that break to carry you into the second half of the song was perfectly done. Had they used anything else, it wouldn't have worked. And by the time you get to that end, you are literally you are just jumping with that horn section. Excuse me. So I've saved my personal favorite, the best for last. Some of you who've watched this and maybe listen to hip hop, you probably recognized a few, and you will recognize this one if you've heard any of the 80s hip hop, you'll recognize it. And this is Skull Snaps. They did one album. I want to say it was 71, maybe 72. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm not going to pull it out. I'm not going to waste everybody's time. We're already almost 14 minutes in. Sorry for the glare. So this is Skull Snaps. One album, back into obscurity. Never heard from them again. And by the time this got sampled, it became instant classic. Everybody had to have it. Nobody knew what it was, and it was I guess it was considered obscure that the original sample that I knew it from did it so clean and so pure at the beginning of that song. Everybody else just stole it. I won't say stole, but sampled it from that. Until one day the crate diggers kind of, hey, it's Skull Snaps and you should go get it. And original presses of this go for 100, 120, 130 bucks in mint condition, maybe even higher. Lucky to get a repress. So, to me, this is just the most amazing drum intro you'll ever hear. Lays the perfect bed for this song. Song's on YouTube, so I'm only going to give you the drum break, but I will, I do urge you to go check this one out. This one's Skull Snaps, and the song is It's a New Day. like I said, it's a classic. The drum just comes through, it lays that bed, and the song just builds. It's a fantastic song on its own, but the drums at the beginning get you excited for it. It's definitely the standout track on this album. It's my favorite, and it's definitely one you should listen to. Mark, I think this was a lot of fun. Not only do we have to get to, you should maybe show off some things we don't always show, but it really focuses in on the importance of, I think, a lost art that we don't hear much anymore. And that's the break. The break that gets you excited, that can make or break a song. It really adds character. It adds oomph and pizzazz. And we can do this all day long. I mean, we can go by things that have been sampled in hip-hop or other musical forms, just down to fantastic fills and drum solos. I've been watching a lot of these videos, and I think that they're pretty entertaining, and I think everybody's spot on. So this was just my take. I took it on a more classic level, but I think there was some stuff in my collection that I think was worthy for everybody to listen to, and I think it was worthy of sharing. So Mark, thank you so much. I think it was a fun idea. Really had a blast doing it. Can't wait to see more from your channel as it grows. Best of luck with everything. And again, message me down below if there's a way I can pick up that album, because I'm still very intrigued. I definitely want to hear it. So to everybody else, thanks for watching. Peace.